Welcome to another Blue Jackets drop-in. I'm Bob McElligott along with Jody, Shelley, and our guest today is Blue Jackets defenseman Markus Nutivaara. Markus, thanks for taking a couple of minutes with us here today. I know that you're back home in Finland, so it's late in your day. It's as we do this, it's early in our day. But how have things been going for you ever since you got back home here during this NHL pause?
It's been really good. The weather is a little bit colder than over there, so I think yesterday there was a snow in the ground, but can't see it anymore. So yeah, everything's been good, and we spent 2 weeks at home right when we got here, just to be safe and just to make sure we don't have that virus in us.
How long did you stay in Columbus after the season stopped? When did they let you go home? What was it, a week or so after they stopped the season?
I don't know. I think we stayed for 5 weeks, and then we get together with Nashville guys, and there was 5 Finnish guys, NHL players, and we flew home with the plane. So yeah, 5 weeks.
So what are you doing now, Markus? Are you able to skate over there in Finland?
Not right now. They're pretty tight in here, like strict rules. So I've been doing workouts at my own on my balcony and running outside, of course, and just normal things what you can do at home. So it's been kind of tough to stay safe, but yeah, that's what it is.
Now, I lived in Finland for a little bit, so I got to understand the culture there, and I really like the food. Are you excited about being home and enjoying the good home cooking?
Oh yeah, that's the main thing. I wait for it every year just to get home, eat the food, and of course it's a home country, so you miss the food a lot, and it's a little bit different than in there. So, but nowadays I've been starting to miss the food over there too when I got here. So it's a nice balance.
Yeah, that's understandable. Hey, who's the dog? Sounds like it might be dinner time for the dog too, is it?
Yeah, she's been buzzing there, so she might come over here in a little bit. So
oh, she's welcome to join us.
That's awesome.
Hey, speaking of animals, not only dogs are part of the type of animals you're around, but tell us a little bit about the horses. There's a dog. That's perfect. Tell us a little bit about the horses. Have you been around horses lately?
Not right now, because it's my sister lives in 3 hours away. So I think we're planning to go see them this week or next week, and we're gonna stay there overnight and help my sister, of course, cleaning the barn. So it's gonna be exciting.
How much you like that though, being around those animals and a little something different, right?
I mean, they don't say anything bad to you, so that's good. That's good. They're always fun to be with, and I mean, dogs, everybody loves them, so they love everybody, and yeah, it's a little bit different with the horses. You have to read them right, and of course be a little bit more careful so they don't kick you and bite you. So it's kind of learning process to be with the horses.
Hey, does Torch know that you have that cleaning up the barn experience?
I don't think so.
Don't let him know. Don't let him know. He might invite you out.
Maybe.
He might have a new job with the team. An additional job, cleaning the barn. Hey, Markus, where's your sister? I mean, are you guys up north in Finland, or are you south in Finland? Is she down in the tropical part, in the southern part?
No, we're not near in Corby's village, so yeah, we're up north. I think just in the middle of Finland. So there's a lot more northern part in Finland where you can go, but there's not much to do. So I think this is the northernest city where you can actually living, and there's a lot of people here and stuff like that. So it's actually always called the capital of the northern Finland. So yeah.
Are you staying in touch with your teammates quite a bit? Are you able to contact them and stay in touch and do some of the tests that Torts has set up for you guys?
Yeah, we've been in touch with that, and everybody's asking about the right answers, but nobody's telling because it's hard to do. So they want you to do it too. So yeah, it's been a struggle, and of course the time difference a little bit edgy in here. So I've been a little bit late a couple of times, so no points for me.
No points for you.
Yeah.
So what time do you get that test?
I think it was 9 o'clock at your time, so I haven't figured out yet what time is it here. So I think Corby reminds me every Friday, so that's a good thing that Corby's here.
When it comes to that test, and part of the trying to figure it out and getting the points is to avoid skating some laps at this training camp whenever you guys get back over here and start to play once again. How valuable is that if you can avoid any of the skating that John Tortorella likes to do in any of his training camps, Markus?
You do everything you can do to make that difference. I think that, it's hard, but you got to pay the price if you lose some.
And I would imagine that it's pretty competitive between you guys too, right? I mean, and that's the idea of it, isn't it? To keep you guys engaged with one another and keep you competitive with one another like you are during the season, where you guys will basically compete and argue about just about anything when you're sitting in that dressing room side by side every day, won't you?
Oh yeah. It's competing everywhere, and I think it's fun. I think that's the thing. What I miss right now, just the competing with the guys and being together, and just all the routines what you don't get when you're in the summer or just quarantine at your home. So that's what you miss the most.
Yeah, that's one thing. Like in the summer, when you know that your season's over and it's time for it to end and you're going to have to wait for a couple of months, that's one thing. You can deal with that. But when you're right in the middle of it and then it just stops and you know that the plan is to finish, but you don't know when to finish or when you're going to get to finish, then that makes it a little bit tougher, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, you don't really know what to think. I mean, right now I'm trying to stay in shape, but in the other ways, I'm thinking like, what if we don't have that season? What if we don't get to play the rest of it? So it's kind of stressing for me right now, and of course I'm far away, so yeah, I'm reading the news all the time and catching up with the guys and seeing what's going on, and trying to interact with the other guys too.
Hey Markus, as long as you don't think those thoughts halfway through a run or a workout where you're like trying to get in shape and then you're like, what am I doing? We might not play. That's the worst time to think that way.
Oh yeah. That's trying to stay away from that.
Hey, do you guys have a sauna in your place there?
Yeah.
So what's the routine with the sauna? Do you have a sauna most mornings or most evenings? How does it work for you guys?
After dinner, usually we just go get a sauna, and we have this just decent condo in the bigger, how do you say, the big building where there's a lot of
apartment building. Yeah,
apartment building. So I think every apartment has their own sauna. So yeah, it's a regular thing just to go sauna after dinner and relax there, and then you go to bed.
Have you tried the cold swimming, the cold plunge there in Finland? Have you done that at all?
Not yet. I hate that. I can't go to the cold tub either. Even
no?
So no. But maybe I'll try. I don't know.
No, you won't.
Yeah,
don't lie. You just said you hate it. You're not going to try.
No.
Hey, we talked to Ryan Murray. He played the guitar. Or we talked to Wenberg. He played the guitar. We talked to Seth Jones. He cooks. And you got the dog there. What's your special talent, Markus? Have you found one, or are you working on one?
I'm working on a lot of things, but I think most of it goes with the dog, of course. And Little PlayStation 2, which my girlfriend likes a lot. And yeah, I think that's it. And a couple of friends, and then we can do something, go play basketball or something. So kind of for many things.
Hey, you guys had it was a pretty spectacular season when you look back at it. And, we spent a lot of time now looking at some of the old series that happened and some of the things that could happen in the future. But is there any big moments this season that stand out for you as a guy in the locker room? I know there was an amazing night at Nationwide Arena and New Year's Eve when that Bobrovsky was in town. There were some interesting things that happened. But for you, was there any special moments that stand out in your head as you look back at this season?
I think all of the games, you don't think that, of course, the goals, what I scored, those comes up to my mind right away. But all the thing, like when we were rallying, all the wins and the streaks and stuff like that, those comes to my mind right away. And that was fun. And, those long periods of time when we were buzzing and stuff like that. So that comes to my mind, and it was a blast.
Can you describe what it's like to score a goal at Nationwide Arena? I mean, it doesn't happen all the time, but when it does, it's almost like it's pretty amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think the cannon makes it way more interesting, and of course the crowd, they're loud. So when you score, you right away you know that you scored in your home arena, and the cannon goes off, the crowd goes nuts, and yeah, it's crazy feeling, and yeah.
And then your teammates come over and you're like, yeah, that really did happen. Woo!
Yeah. Yeah, they're like, finally you. Yeah.
Markus, do you feel like if you're able to come back and play that you're going to be, as a team, maybe the strongest that you've been? There's a great chance that you're going to have most everybody back in the lineup. And, you had injuries during December when you guys really started to turn it on, but how nice would it be to come back and have everybody ready to go, and you've got to compete to play and all that stuff, but just to have a real chance with everybody set?
Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting. I've been thinking about that a lot, and the way we were playing with all the injuries, it was amazing. But what if we get all the guys back, and what happens then? Like only the sky is the limit, I think.
Yeah, and the the goaltending situation, there's something there that Korpisalo starts the year and he gets the starting job. Elvis was struggling at that time. When Korpi gets hurt, all of a sudden Elvis takes off. Then Elvis gets hurt. Korpi comes back from his injury. You never even really had a chance with both of these guys on top of their game, playing like a number one goaltender. How much of a strength do you think that is going to be, having both of those guys, where they were at the break, if you're able to come back and play again?
I mean, that's gonna be fun to watch. They're both amazing goalies, and they're competitive guys too. So of course they want to be the number one goalie, and yeah, it's gonna be a fun race for them. And I think for the players, it's a really good thing, and especially for defensemen, that there's two guys who can back you up in every game. So it's a safe feeling.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about being a defenseman, playing with those guys. Obviously, you and Joonas Korpisalo are very tight. You're fellow countrymen. You've been here together for a couple of years, so you've got a good relationship. With Elvis, you've got a good relationship too, but when you're on the ice playing with them, they are very different styles. Korpisalo is one that plays the puck, and he's most of the time he's going to set it up to the side of the net or behind the net so that you guys can come back there and get it. Elvis, different story. He's going to go play it. He might fire it up into the neutral zone, for crying out loud. As a defenseman, what's it like to make that adjustment with goalies of such different styles with the way they play the puck?
I mean, for the both goalies, I don't think we really have to think about it a lot. I think we just do our own thing, and then they can, learn where we are all the time, and we just go to our own places in the corner and just be there every time, so they know we're there, and then they can make the read and make the play.
Hey, Marcus, I just have two questions left for you. The first one is, do you have any like mentors over there in Finland or former NHL hockey players that maybe you can talk to who went through the lockout that can help you with this? Is there anyone you can rely on there?
Not really like a close one, but I've been talking with Jody Pitkänen. He's
Yeah,
he was a good player. Yeah, so he's from here, and I've been talking with him every summer, and we go the same practices on ice. So yeah, he's an interesting guy, but not really right now in the lockdown. Not really. I just talk with Corby and all the other guys, and you know how they feel and how they get through, how they work out right now, and I think that's the thing right now.
Yeah, that's important to stay communicating with those guys, just so you know you're doing the right thing and you're in the right mindset. So, and my last question is, there's been a lot of great Finns, and there is a lot of great Finns in the National Hockey League. Who, when you were growing up, who was the number one guy in your mind as the star from Finland?
Of course, right away you think about Teemu Selanne.
Yeah.
And but for me, I think it was Jere Lehtinen.
Oh yeah.
And that was yeah. He was the one guy I was watching, and of course he played in World Championships too. So that way, all the Finnish people got to watch him too. And yeah, I think he was the one for me.
Yeah, I think he put together the World Championship team last year too, didn't he? He's part of the management there now. Yeah, it was a good team.
Yeah, he usually comes over with the national team coach and talks with us and see how we're doing, and you know, just to interact, and it's a nice feeling to meet that guy.
Yeah, good.
Marcus, last thing I want to ask you about is, and we kind of talked about it, where you're in this kind of limbo, you're waiting to see what's going to happen. Is a guy that's in Finland, and first of all, you want to know when you're allowed to come back and start small group practices, but even more so for someone like you, how are you going to get back? That's one of the things. Are they going to open up the borders, let you back in? How's that all going to work? You got a sailboat? Yeah. Have you had any kind of discussions with anybody about the topic of just the logistics of getting back to North America?
I mean, we were thinking about first, like, if we can start playing, then there must be some flights going on, you know, and of course there's like over 200 players in Europe,
right? And
in Finland too, there's a lot of players, so maybe we get together and get a play if there's no other options. So I think it's not all set up right now, but I feel pretty safe that if we have to come, we can come there right away.
Yeah, and I'm sure that with the league, they know how many guys are over there. They're going to try to work it out and figure out a way for you guys to do it. But yet another thing that you'll have to deal with mentally before it's all said and done. So, hey, we appreciate you talking with us today. It's really great to see you once again. Glad that you're doing well. Glad you're taking care of yourself. And be careful on those balcony workouts, okay, before you get back. You never know.
Yeah, I'll try. Thanks.
Marcus, thanks so much. We hope to see you soon.
All right, thanks. See ya.
Enjoy your meatballs, buddy.
Oh, I